Hi guys. Oh, Robert's so sweet. Hello. You guys. Okay. Hi friends. I think we should have a chat. Me too, but that's right. Let's have a chat. Hi friends. Okay. So I wanted to sit down really quick because recently I've been having a lot of conversations with like friends and family members who are going to college for the first time or who are going back to college and still are kind of like figuring life out. And I was like, I should really make a video about this because I feel like I have a lot of good advice to give. I mean, just like as somebody who went to college and I made a lot of mistakes, things I wish I did differently. So I've just put together like my 5 main points of like advice I'd like to give to somebody who is in this situation. And yeah, I know a lot of people don't have like a trusted adult or big sibling to ask these questions to, so I would love to be all of your guys' surrogate big sister today and just kind of share my experience. And if I don't cover anything that you're wondering, please ask it in the comments because I'm happy to reply and let you know if I have any advice that can help. Okay, I have them written down. Number 1, so this is like truly for people who are living on campus for the first time, so most likely like freshmen. Try to spend your first like month plus on campus. If you live on campus, I know not all freshmen do. I just think like you're paying all this money and it's really like, I get it because I had never shared a room before and I was not stoked on the idea of like having a roommate who I don't know and whatever in this tight space, but I made the mistake of I had a boyfriend freshman year of college and we had just started dating like the summer before, so I was like in that infatuation stage, and I went to go visit him like the first few weekends of college and I seriously missed out on making friends with like the girls in my dorm and I felt so much FOMO. I eventually like kind of became like casual friends with them, but they had created a friend group already that I totally missed out on and that sucked. So I also remember calling home crying like the second week of class because I was like, I hate college. I'm from a small town, so like I went to like a super small high school and I had a really big group of friends and we were all like so close. And it was honestly, it was like a security blanket and I kind of thought like I'm just gonna go to college and everything's gonna be easy and I'm gonna make a lot of friends because I've always had a lot of friends, and that did not happen. It was actually really hard to make friends for me. And anyway, I called home crying and I was like, Dad, I need to come home. I hate college, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, yeah, you're not allowed to come home for at least a month. And I remember being like, that is so mean. Why would my dad not let me come home? But I thought that was really good advice. I wish I had listened to him and not gone to visit my boyfriend on the weekends, but I do highly recommend if you are living on campus to try to stay those first like at least 4 weekends. It's really good for making friends and for like getting comfortable with being on your own or like being around the campus. Number 2, don't try to keep up with your classmates. This one was so hard for me because when I say this, I mean like with what they're wearing and what they're doing, because like I said, was from a small town, so like fashion, I felt like we all expressed ourselves, you know, in some way because we're all high school girls, but it wasn't like I went in there with like a really strong sense of like these are popular brands, whatever. And I just remember being like, does every girl in the world own a pair of Lululemon leggings? And I was just like, these are so expensive. How do they afford this? And then they seem to have them in every color at the time. So this was like 2015. Everybody was wearing those like Patagonia Snap sweatshirt things with like colorful fabrics. And I remember wanting one so bad. And I was like, Mom, can I get one for Christmas? Because I knew I wasn't gonna buy one. And my mom was like, why would you ever pay that much money for a piece of clothing? And I was just like, well, everyone does it, like in my mind. But the reason I say don't try to keep up is because I didn't realize like how much generational wealth and like parents supporting people was a thing. Not saying that I didn't get a lot of support from my parents all through my life, but they didn't like buy random Lululemon clothes for me in college at all by any means. So like a lot of the people that you're trying to keep up with, their parents are just like buying them things. Like I remember very specifically there were multiple occasions where I had like classmates who just like pulled their dad's credit card out at the bar and things like that. And again, I'm not shaming you if you do this. I'm just saying for the people who are watching that and they're like, I'm not cool because I'm not doing that. Should I be doing that? Like, no. Like, everybody's situation is just so different that you may be looking at it like, I'm not saying that that person is bad, but you're kind of setting this standard of like other people feeling like they should be doing that too, so then maybe they go and spend money they don't have, or like go into credit card debt because they're trying to keep up appearances or like keep up with that lifestyle, and most people can't do that. So that was a big one for me. I also went to a private school, so that was really hard because I feel like that's more prevalent at private schools for sure, but I think it happens everywhere. I still notice it like in the workforce too, of like certain things, and I'm trying to be more wary of it too, because obviously like you have literally no idea where people's money or opportunities are coming from. So like there's things that I've gotten for free or just like completely lucked out on, or like maybe my parents have given me, and I am like trying to be more conscious about showing it off. Like I don't ever want to be a show off type person, but because you just never know how it's perceived to someone else, and if someone else is like, oh my gosh, I need to have that to be like them or whatever, that's just like never the case in life, I don't think. So try not to do that, okay? Number 3, know that there are a million majors out there. So this one was a big one for me in terms of like, I obviously knew that there were a lot of majors, like if you read any course catalog or whatever, but I still was like, I think I'd like to do something in business. I like marketing. Okay, I'm a business marketing major. Obviously, it doesn't really matter what you major in because you can get a job in almost anything. Like I literally work in a sort of marketing role, and I work with people who have degrees in like literature, chemistry. It just does not matter. But I think one of the most important things that happened to me in college was, so I had gotten into college with a whole year of college done, like college courses done, because my high school offered college in schools, so I got credit for classes that I took in high school, but that meant that I had to kind of declare my major as I went into college and start taking advanced courses as a freshman. So I had to go to academic counseling the second semester of my freshman year, I remember this, to get approved to sign up for the next semester's classes. And I thought I was just gonna like go in, because I was that college student that literally created a 4-year plan of every class I had to take in which semester I was gonna take it based on when it was offered in order to graduate on time. So like I went in with this plan and I was like, here, just sign this. I've already done the work, whatever. And the academic counselor, she was just like, okay, I'll sign it, but like, what do you think of your classes so far? Like, are you having fun? Do you like the courses, whatever? And I'm like, I'm pretty good at them. And she's like, no, but I mean, like, do you enjoy it? Are you having fun in class? And I was just like, I had like not, like I have fun in class and like, I like learning sense, but like, I never really found the material that fun in classes. So I was just like, oh, not really, like whatever. And then she just like started talking to me like a human being and was basically like, okay, what are you interested in? And I said, you know, I had this internship in high school that I really liked where I was working with social media and with like events and promotion and things. And I also really liked, one of the aspects of this like high school internship I did was that I interviewed a lot of people and I took pictures of them and talked to them and just got to meet a lot of people. So I was telling her about this, and she like pulls out the course book, flips all the way through it, and she like is like, have you ever heard of this? And it was, so it was communications and journalism. That was like what you would major in, and then you picked a track of whatever you wanted. She was like, I just think you should look this over before I sign anything and just come back tomorrow, and if you aren't interested, we'll go ahead and whatever. And I was kind of like, I mean, I wasn't mean. I was like, that's cool, whatever. But I was also a little bit like, oh shoot, I have to go back in tomorrow. But I read about it and I was like, this is literally like everything I like doing. So I went back in the next day and I told her I wanted to switch my major. She signed off on new classes. She helped me like redo my 4-year plan, obviously. And then I went to the business school and I withdrew from the business school. And that was the first time I'd stepped foot in the building, and the last. I'm saying this because that major path, while it didn't like necessarily mean I am gonna for sure get a different job than I would have before. It did have such a big impact on my life in terms of like the people I met. So right now, like the 4 best friends I have that I'm still in touch with from college, I met them all in this major. We all had the same major. We took the same classes together. And also like I found the classes just so enriching, and even like the electives within the major were so like applicable to life and the things that I cared about. So I took so many family studies, couple communication classes. I took a lot of writing and advertising and ethics classes, and it was just like literally the most enriching experience of my life. And honestly, the interpersonal communication class that is required in this major was like made me a better person. And there's so few classes that I can say like had a direct, like I can trace the impact on who I am as a person. And I just feel like I've helped a lot of people through giving, you know, what I've learned to them and just like in conversation and whatnot. So I think that it's a very good idea to dig a little deeper and don't overlook academic counselors. Like they should know the course catalog, and they may have some idea. And even if you don't decide to do it, like it was just, honestly, this lady changed my life. So thank you. I'm sorry I don't know your name, but that's why that's a point for me. Okay, 4th thing. Oh, college. So I said college isn't high school. Start thinking of it like a job. And I don't mean that like you're not gonna have fun. I mean like there are a lot of aspects to college that will feel like high school if you let them. So you've just been in probably school for whatever, however many years, like 12 years, you've been in pretty much the same type of setting. You've kind of been following this sort of structure of I do what I need to do and I'm told what to do, or I follow the rules and I'm learning things. But when you get to college, I think that it's important to really try to force yourself to look at it totally differently than high school, because you're gonna start learning a lot of skills that go beyond high school. Like truly time management is probably the biggest one, and not just like scheduling things and making sure you're doing things on time, but also like what do you truly want to put yourself into. And you're choosing classes, and I know that there's going to be a lot of like required courses and whatnot that maybe you don't want to take, but just try to think of it a little bit like you're investing in yourself and you're also finding yourself. I think college is this opportunity to be like, okay, what are my responsibilities? When do I have to go to class? Whatever. But then also like maybe you're working a job and you have to think like, oh, am I choosing a part-time job or an internship that I would like to turn into something else in the future? Or what are my hobbies? Do I want to pick up exercising? Do I go for a run every day at this time? Am I networking? Ugh, I hate networking, but some people love networking. So I'm saying like you're starting to fill your free time with things that make you more you. So like if you're meeting people in college, are you going to dinners and happy hours and whatever it is? And then like on the weekends, you can probably start traveling some and just kind of figuring yourself out. So I think the earlier you start incorporating these aspects of you and figuring yourself out, like the happier I think you will be. And also the better I think you'll transition outside of college. Number 5, I just said like, no, it's okay if you're not at the same place everyone else is at. College is also a time where you will meet a diverse group of people, which is awesome. You might meet people from different countries, of different ages, from different areas of the United States, whatever it is. Maybe you yourself are going to a different country. The world of comparison is so easy in high school because maybe your circumstances are a little bit more even, but you can't carry that into college. You're just like measuring everything on such a different scale. And I remember I graduated when I was 20, and so I was younger than all my friends. I was younger than the people I was graduating with, and I went to like this academic awards send-off thing for like my major. So it was like a pretty small event, and there's people I knew, and I was at a table with a professor and this super nice girl who I knew like through people, so like I hadn't actually had classes with her, but I knew who she was, and she's very nice. And the professor asked us what we were doing after college, and she went first, and she said she was like tracking dolphins communication patterns somewhere in Australia or something like that. But before she goes there, she's spending the summer like volunteering in Africa. And I was like, this has to be a joke. Like, I cannot go after this. And I literally was like, yeah, I just like don't have plans after college yet. Cause I didn't know what I was gonna do. I literally graduated college like having no idea. Like I was gonna go back to my old serving job. A lot of that had to do with anxiety too, because I was too anxious to like get a real job, I think. But just like, I just remember the feeling of comparing myself to this girl who's obviously doing amazing things, and like I'm so happy for her, but in my mind I'm like, I am literally worthless because I'm not even doing like a grain of salt compared to her. But yeah, I just think like now that I've lived a little bit more, I'm like I was 20 years old. I mean, I had to have a job to make money, but I'm saying like I didn't need to do some traditional path. Like there's really no set path, and I feel like we as a society are getting better at that, but we haven't really like nailed that down yet of like you don't have to go to college, you don't have to get a traditional job. And I really felt like I did, and as much as I would tell myself like it's okay that you're figuring things out still, I didn't really feel it. And now that I have some perspective on it, I'm telling you, please feel that way, because it's just so somebody who has this very idealistic life could actually be so unhappy and wish that they were you. And I'm not saying that that's a better option, but I'm just saying like we are gonna glamorize the other side. Like we're always gonna think the grass is greener, but like whatever you're doing is fine. And like obviously not like if you're doing anything bad, but I'm saying like if you don't want to like get a traditional job or join the workforce or continue on with college, if college isn't for you, if the college you're at isn't for you, like all of that's super okay. If you can view what other people are doing as valuable without needing to attach an emotion yourself to it. Like what that girl is doing is amazing, and that doesn't mean anything about how I have to feel, like if that makes sense. So like I don't need to attach a jealousy or attach a disappointment in myself to what she's doing. And then I also think that that helps in friendships a lot. Like if one of your friends has an opportunity that's really great, like I want you to be happy for them and truly be happy for them, not just say you are and then feel sad. So I just think like if I can give a perspective at all from like a working outside person, it's that there are a million different things that can make people happy, and every single person is going to be happy doing a different thing. And that's what's important, is everybody finding what that is, and also what they can put their passion and their skills into to be fulfilled. And don't try to make someone else's thing your thing. Okay, cool, that's all. I hope this was quick and helpful and fun to listen to. Let me know your thoughts, and let me know if you have any other questions, because I'm always so curious what people are thinking and what their concerns are, what they're excited for. I was scared of everything going into college, and I just wish that I had me to give perspective on of what life was going to be like so that I wasn't so scared. But you guys have me, you always have me. Please like this video if you liked it, and subscribe if you want more stuff like this. I do a lot of different stuff. This is basically just a compendium of all things me. So if you didn't like me, you probably shouldn't subscribe. And that's okay. I'm learning how to be okay with people not liking me, but I'm not very good at it, so be nice, please. Once again, thank you so much for giving me your time and your attention. It means so much to me, and I love you all so much, and I'll see you in the next one.